Hi, I'm Stacey from Eureka Ventures and welcome to Stacey Talks Hospitality. So today we're going to talk about products, and it's number 3 in our little series of the 5 things to think about in regards to reopening after COVID-19. So what do I mean about products? Well, it's products and services really. It's different ways that you think you can increase your revenue for your venue. So we're going to look at the basics to start off with. A lot of venues are considering doing delivery and takeaway. And those are 2 areas that you can actually make a lot of money on, because people are wanting to take things away and eat at home because some people just don't feel comfortable going out still. There are others that just want the whole experience, so they're going out no matter what. When it comes to takeaways and deliveries, sometimes takeaways is better than deliveries due to the fact that actually there's no other costs involved. A lot of the delivery services at the moment have really increased their percentage of commission quite high, so it really cuts into what you're making and what you're trying to create in regards to revenue. So think very seriously about A, what products you're going to do for delivery, and B, how much it should cost, because you don't want to actually lose money by selling something. Now this will regulate itself a little bit now that we've opened up or are in the process of opening up in regards to hospitality and COVID-19, because the delivery services will realize that actually not as many people are wanting deliveries now, so they will see a drop. It will be slight to start off with and it will gradually increase. But takeaways has always been popular, especially if you're a place that is open on the weekend that has brunch or lunch and is near a park or something along those lines. Now we talked a little bit last time about licensing, and it's very important that if you want to do deliveries and you want to do deliveries that involve alcohol as well, that you get the right license. And as I said last time, I think it's going to be a faster process with less red tape than normal, but it is something that you can think about. The other aspect of things is what kinds of products you can sell. Now this is very varied depending on what kind of establishment you are. I've seen some cafes that sell their ingredients, and this has come across really well for the local area. Now these work mainly with restaurants and also with cafes because they have the rapport with the customers. People can come in and they might want to buy a certain type of pasta or a certain type of flour or anything along those lines, and so they almost turn into a specialized grocery store for ingredients that they would normally use. Now I wouldn't say to diversify too far outside of the ingredients you normally use, because if someone doesn't buy it, at least you can use it. It's the same with eggs and all sorts of different things. They've got quite clever about what they can sell and the grades that they can sell. Do a little bit of market research. Make sure you're not competing with the corner store or Sainsbury's opposite or something along those lines. Make sure it's quite unique what you're doing, and that kind of quirkiness can help alongside you selling what you normally sell for takeaways or people dining and all that kind of thing. People also have started doing meal boxes with ingredient lists and also recipes inside. Now these can be quite specialized and can be just the right quantities for each thing. They do take a lot of preparation. You have to be very careful to make sure you do include everything. If you want to go down that road, which is actually a very popular road, if you want to go down that road, make sure you really thoroughly think it out. It's a really good idea to tie that also in with social media. So you might want to turn around and say, here's the recipe, but also go to this link and the chef will teach you how to make this particular product. A lot of people have shown concern over that because As I said, if they can make it at home, why would they come out? People don't necessarily come out to eat. People can eat at home. You can have a sandwich at home. And people come out because they want an atmosphere and they want someone else to have created it. And no matter how much you teach someone how to make something, the chef that originally made it will always make it better or in a certain style than the person that is learning just off Facebook or something along those lines. So I wouldn't worry too much about it replacing coming to your restaurant, but there's also an element that says at the moment that's not necessarily a bad thing. It means that you increase the revenue when you can only get a certain amount of people in the venue. So again, thinking broadly and thinking differently, you might be able to open up different revenue streams. Some people have also looked into creating their own cocktails in bottles, because you can buy bottles and put the lids on and sell those kind of things. Again, I think it's a great idea. I actually really love this idea, but you've got to be very careful about what you're selling and how perishable it is. So you've got to do a lot of research, and this research is a great idea, and going forward I think it's a really good idea as well, but make sure you do it properly. If you're making a cocktail that has fruit juices in it and all that kind of thing, it needs to have a date of 3 days time at the most that it needs to be consumed by, because you do not want someone to come back with food poisoning or something along those lines. So you have to be very, very careful about how you do that. But gimmick wise, and if it comes to sunny days and you've got a park nearby, absolutely great idea, as long as you have an alcohol license. Absolutely great idea. You can also brand it so it reinforces your brand and for people to come back to as well. So again, different idea, but does need some research. Some people have also gone down the mask route. Now, this is an awesome idea in the aspect of most people are looking for masks. They're looking for something a little bit different. They don't want the standard mask. People have been encouraged not to use medical grade masks because actually it's better for hospitals and the likes as opposed to everyday use. So if you have a contact in regard to masks, then that's great. You can maybe brand it and bring it back in, but have a look at the quality of masks that you are potentially selling. Anything that you sell from your venue will come back to your venue if it's not right. If you sell a mask saying it is not medical grade and have disclaimers on it, then that at least gives you a bit of protection, but please be careful in what you're selling and making sure that you don't mislead people in any way at all. So there's a number of different things that you can do, from cooking classes online, depending on what your IT skill level is, because then people can buy a cooking class, or even on site you can have a cooking class, but again a lot more health and safety has to go into it, a lot more risk assessments have to go into it as well. So there's that kind of thing. The same with cocktail making classes. You can do that remotely and Zoom it and all sorts of different things like that. So those are some different things that you can think about. But what to remember to start off with is the fact that you had a product that worked before COVID-19. And sometimes, rather than going off on a completely different tangent, it's really important to look at what your product was to start off with and how you can move your product slightly, or how you can make it faster, or what things didn't quite work and how you can change it. So even though the ideas that I mentioned before are great ideas and they can give you extra revenue, start with the basics. Start with your core product and start with who you're aiming towards. Look at who you want your customers to be. Are they the same customers that you used to have, or do you want to move other customers into your venue. The reason I ask this is that sometimes we've worked on having loads and loads of people coming into a venue and having a little bit of profit from everyone. That's not a business model that is going to be successful at this current point in time, because there are so many restrictions still in regards to venues. So you need to look at making more profit out of less people. So really look at who your core customers are going to be. Do they have the disposable income that you require for your business to survive? And if they don't, how do you appeal to the kinds of people you do? Then the next question is, do you want to hold on to your old customers? And if you do, how do you appeal to a new group of people and keep your old customers? It might be that your old customers can do more takeaway. So if you're a pub and you used to have the 6 o'clock crew that used to come in, sit at the bar and all that kind of thing, see if you can move them outside. See if you can give them takeaway drinks so that they can go and sit on a park bench or something. Look at different ways that you can do that, and it might be that you have a discount for all your locals, but you move to a different sales price for new people that come in, so there's a loyalty factor to it. So these are all things to consider in regards to products. There is no yes, this is the right way. Also remember the groups that have become more popular as target customers during this time. They're still working, they're still saving lives. So there is an element that says you can still target the NHS, the police, the fire department, supermarket employees, and people that normally have been working the whole way through this COVID-19 situation. They have been targeted a lot, and they have some amazing discounts, which is great because they completely deserve them. If you are near a hospital or anything along those lines, look at ways that you can cater for that group, because they are still a group of people that are away from their home. Their canteens and things have not opened at the moment in hospitals, and they still need to eat, and they still need, well, I presume they still need to drink and things as well. So look at that segment as well in regards to possible customers. So there are different ways that you can open up, but as I said, make sure you get the basics right. Don't go off on all these different ideas and not get the basics right, because you'll lose yourself and you'll lose the venue. So make sure you've got the foundation there. Think about all those different aspects and see if any of them would work for you. Okay, so I'm going to say subscribe somewhere along here. I've got the social media links are coming up very shortly, so keep in touch. And if you've got some alternative products that are coming along and things you'd like to share with us, please just add them to the comments section. Okay, see you later and good luck. Bye.